Welcome to the Childcare Director's Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you are a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Sacoccio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Childcare Director's Chair.
Hey guys, it is Erica here with the Childcare Director's Chair podcast. We are live at the maineaeyc. There are amazing educators here today. And as always, I bring you the best guests forever on the show. So I have another amazing owner of a family child care center. I'm going to let her talk a little bit about herself, what she's doing in the field, and what she's looking forward to most at today's conference.
Hello, my name is Desiree, and I own Teacher's House Childcare in Gorham. I am a small home daycare. We just have 6 kids. It's just myself with the kids, and I am most excited. It's been a long time since I've been able to come to something like this because I'm just a one-man show.
Yeah.
So I have to close in order to be able to do these things, and I don't like to do that to my families if I don't have to. But I am excited to just meet new faces and see other people's ideas and hear what other people are doing, because I just know there's so many things out there now that, you know, are good and informational, and I feel like I miss out on it by not being at a center. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
There's just, you can share so much of your inspiration and your knowledge, and I feel like it helps with the burnout feeling.
It does.
And when you work alone, it's just that burnout feeling can come.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I think there is something very important about community, which is I started a community for educators for that, for that reason, because it is, even if you're in a center, it still can be very lonely sometimes, especially if you're the owner, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't really always vent to your staff, right? You're supposed to be the one holding everything together. So just coming together with a group of folks who kind of just get it.
Yep.
Because other people will never get it. I talk to my husband about work all day.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't get it.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it, right? He tries, God bless him, but he doesn't. So what made you decide to open up your own program?
I worked in centers growing up. My old boss is here today. She kind of hired me, I guess you could say, when I was really young. She's kind of like family, and I started there, and I said, I'm going to open a center someday. I'm so excited. I'm going to open a center someday. And I took a little break.
Yeah.
I worked in registration in an emergency department for a while.
Okay.
And I just kept going back to kids as much as I was trying
That was your thing.
Yeah, I just couldn't. And, I'd work in the hospital, and I'd go into pediatric patient rooms, and the parents would be like, oh, you're so great with kids. Like, is this what? And I'm like, no, that's actually not what I enjoy doing. I enjoy doing this. So I worked in centers for a while, and then I took a break. I bought a house. And when I bought my house, I had full intention when I bought that house, I'm going to buy my house, get a puppy, and open a daycare. And that's exactly what I did.
What would you say the biggest challenge was during that process?
I actually didn't find the licensing process itself to be that intimidating. I don't know if that's because I had just done it for so long, but I also had a really great licenser, and I've had her since I opened, and I think she just made everything
a partnership.
Yeah. And she wasn't, like, oh, well, you didn't do this.
Yeah.
She was very flexible and just helped me. I have ADHD, so I can struggle with understanding things sometimes, and I need them to be re-explained sometimes. And she was just really awesome about that. I struggled in school, which is another reason why I wanted to open my own daycare, because I didn't want kids starting their education in a high pressure environment.
You wanted to just love learning and be inquisitive and curious. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think having a good licenser really can make or break your program and even how you feel about the work that you do.
Yep.
I've had, I've 27 years. I've had good and bad. Right now, I'm very happy that we do have one that feels more like a partnership.
Yep.
What would be your biggest piece of advice to somebody who's looking to maybe start their own family child care?
To do the job because you love it, and for no other reason than that. Because I think that if you get this mindset that you're going to make families so happy, you're going to do all these amazing things, and if you make it all about the families, which of course the families are important,
Sure.
but I just found that, it's such a personal job, and you put 110% of everything that you are, I feel like, into it. And sometimes it can feel, which is another burnout feeling, I think, is that you're doing all these things for other families, for other people, and you're not thinking about yourself, and you're also not thinking about what makes you happy. And I think that if you can figure out what makes you happy running your program, that you can run a fantastic program and ignore all the outside noise.
That's great advice. Yeah, no, that is great advice. And I'm glad that you took the time for yourself to invest in yourself today by coming to the conference, right? Because you know that at the end of the day, that's going to not only make you a better teacher, but also just gives you that reboost that you need as a human being, because I know people don't always remember that we're human.
I have a 3-year-old son too. So I'm kind of excited to be here for him too, because I'm learning things of how I can better approach things with him.
Sure. What so far, I know the conference is somewhat early, but so far what has been your favorite part? Of course, besides being on a podcast, which is probably not on your bingo card today, but here you are.
That's okay. My first class was all about just learning outside and play, and how important play is for kids. And I think with all of the public pre-K and all of that stuff that's here now, I think it is really making families feel extremely pressured to get their kids learning all their ABCs and their 1, 2, 3s, and they have to know them at a certain age. And I think this just helped me feel more secure in what I'm doing.
And validated. Sometimes it's nice to feel validated, like, oh, am I getting it wrong? And kids do need to have that being inquisitive and love for learning, because if it's stressing them out already at 3, what are we going to have when they're in kindergarten, right? Kids having meltdowns, like, for something that should be fun and exciting. Okay. As we start to wrap up, is there anything I didn't ask you that you would love to leave with the listeners?
I think, again, just doing it the way that you ignore all the outside noise with the public pre-K and the parents telling you that, oh, well, they're just, I had a parent say to me recently, and I know they meant nothing by it, but, oh, well, my kids love coming and hanging out with you every day. And I'm like, but that's not what we're doing. Like, yes, you're seeing them playing, you're seeing them, just have confidence in what you're doing and know that you're doing the right thing for the kids. And the families will hopefully see that and just do it the way that you love to do it, I think is important.
I think too, I think as educators, sometimes we have to educate the greater community and the parents, right? And so one of the things that we do is we'll put in our parent newsletters every month, like, a picture of, like, I'm going to make this up, like a kid in a sandbox, then underneath what they're learning from that experience. Because if you don't showcase it that way, they're just going to see children playing in the box, not, getting that they're also measuring and they're counting and they're pouring and their fine motor skills and, all those things, So thank you so much for being such a great sport. I have one last question for you. What's your favorite kind of ice cream?
Probably chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip? Okay. I've been taking a poll. So far, I think cookie dough has been in the lead here in Maine. But,
it's a close second.
Yeah,
for sure.
Close second. Thank you for being such a good sport. And as always, guys, thank you for tuning into the Childcare Directors Chair podcast. And as always, have a great day.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Childcare Director's Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Sacosio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.